Hello and welcome to Rouse IAS. This is the daily prelims practice initiative wherein we discuss important MCQs from the Hindu and Indian Express. The topics for today's discussion are mentioned over your screen. So let's begin our session. So the first MCQ for today is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 7 of the Hindu. So recently there was a fire incident in a dump yard in Kochi, Kerala. And now there are the allegations of corruption in awarding the contract for biomining at that dump yard. For UPSC perspective, you must be aware of various environmental laws, acts, organizations, tribunals, and latest technologies. As in the year 2017, we found a question on bioremediation technique. It is one of the techniques for waste disposal. So on the similar line, we have framed our first practice question, which states that consider the following statements with reference to biomining. Statement 1. Biomining can be used to clean up sites that have been polluted with metals. Now, this is a correct statement. Biomining is a process of extracting valuable metals and minerals from solid waste, and this is done using microorganisms. Biomining is an effective tool in solid waste management and it can be used to clean up sites that have been polluted with metals. The second statement is bacteria and viruses are the primary microorganisms used in biomining. This is an incorrect statement. This is because the primary microorganism used in biomining are bacteria. Along with bacteria, some yeast and fungi can also be used in biomining, but viruses cannot be used in biomining. This is because viruses are not living organisms. Viruses are infectious agents which require host cell to replicate. So, viruses will not be able to perform the metabolic processes required for biomining. The third statement is there are no environmental risks associated with the process of biomining. This is also an incorrect statement. This is because in the process of biomining, the microorganism do some metabolic processes, and in that processes some acids are produced. And the environmental risk is that these acids produced by microorganism could be leaked into the environment. So this is similar to the acid drainage from mines. Hence, the correct answer to our practice question is option A, that is 1 only, and the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option C. The next practice question for today is based on the recently released multiple indicator survey. So this becomes important under reports released by government and international organizations. In the previous year 2018, we found a question on Situation Assessment Survey of Agricultural Households. This was a survey of National Sample Survey Office. Now let us solve our practice question which states that with reference to the multiple indicator survey, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The survey has been conducted by the National Sample Survey Office. This is a correct statement, as recently the survey has been released by National Sample Survey Office. The second statement is over 50% households in India have the principal source of drinking water outside their premises. This is an incorrect statement. So as per the survey, around 33% of households in India have to walk outside their premises for drinking water. Third statement, around 33% of the households in India use firewood, chips, crop residue for cooking purposes. This is a correct statement, as around 1/3 of the population of India is still using firewood or crop residue for cooking. So this MCQ was based on this article which appeared on the page number 8 of the Hindu. So recently NSSO carried out multiple indicator survey, and the primary objective of this survey was to collect information for developing estimates of important sustainable development goal indicators. So let us see some important findings of this survey. You need not to cram these numbers, but you should have some basic idea regarding these indicators. So the survey says that 1/3 of the households of India have to walk outside their premises for drinking water. It also says that just over 35%, that is just more than 1/3 of the population of India, has access to piped waters in their dwellings. The survey also says that around 33% of the households, that is nearly 1/3 of the households, are using firewoods for cooking purposes. So the correct answer to this question is option B, 1 and 3 only, and the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option C. So our next MCQ is based on this article which appeared on the page number 12 of The Hindu. The article says that Bhabha Atomic Research Center has found high level of background radiation or gamma rays in some parts of Kerala, especially the Kollam district. And this high level of radiation can be attributed to the presence of monazite sands in this region. These monazite sands are rich in thorium, which is a radioactive substance. So based on this, we have framed a practice question which is about the applications of gamma rays. UPSC has asked questions regarding the applications of various technologies in news. As in the year 2018, we found a question on the application of 3D printing. The practice question states that which among the following are the applications of gamma rays? Statement 1, sterilization of medical devices. This is a correct statement. Radiotherapy. This is also a correct statement. Enhance food safety and shelf life. This is also a correct statement. Determine elements on other planets. This is also a correct statement. So this is an image of an electromagnetic spectrum, and on the left of this spectrum we can find gamma rays. Gamma rays are high energy electromagnetic radiation which is emitted during the radioactive decay of any unstable nucleus. So these gamma rays are highly penetrating and they have various applications, like they can be used for the sterilization of medical devices, especially syringe, needles and intravenous sets. Also, they can be used in the radiotherapy to kill cancerous cells. So gamma rays can be used to enhance food safety and shelf life by eradicating microbes and insects. It can be used in inspection, that is, to check the cracks in oil pipelines, bridges. The rays can be used in nuclear reactors and bombs to initiate nuclear reactions. They can provide valuable information about the structure of the atomic nucleus and can be used to determine the elements on other planets. Also, gamma ray spectroscopy is used for geological mapping, mineral exploration, and identification of environmental contamination. So the correct answer to this question is option D, and the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option D. So our next MCQ is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 11 of Indian Express. So recently, International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for the Russian President Vladimir Putin. UPSC has time and again asked questions regarding various international organizations and institutions. As in the year 2016, we found a question on Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Now, let us solve this practice question which states that with reference to the International Criminal Court, consider the following statements. Statement 1. ICC is the principal judicial organ of the United Nations. This is an incorrect statement. So ICC is an independent judicial body that is distinct from United Nations. It began functioning on July 1, 2002. Statement 2. India has neither signed nor ratified the Rome Statute on the International Criminal Court. This is a correct statement. ICC was established by a treaty known as Rome Statute. Rome Statute is the founding and governing document of ICC. But India has neither signed nor ratified the Rome Statute. Statement 3. ICC can investigate and prosecute individuals, governments, corporations, political parties, and rebel movements. This is an incorrect statement as ICC can only investigate and prosecute individuals who are accused of crimes like genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and crimes of aggression. ICC cannot investigate and prosecute governments, corporations, political parties, and rebel movements. So the correct answer to this practice question is option B, that is 2 only, and the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option B. So the next MCQ for today is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 14 of Indian Express. It is about the heat wave conditions in Australia. So for UPSC examination, you must be aware of various geophysical phenomena. In the year 2015, we found a question on cyclone. The practice question states that which of the following comes under favorable conditions for a heat wave. So you have to identify the favorable conditions for a heat wave. Statement 1. Prevalence of hot dry air over a region. This is a correct statement. Statement 2. Presence of moisture in the upper atmosphere. This is an incorrect statement. Statement 3. Large amplitude cyclonic flow over the area. This is also an incorrect statement. Now let us understand the favorable conditions for a heat wave. So for the formation of heat wave, there should be the prevalence of hot, dry air over a region, an appropriate flow pattern for transporting hot air over the region. Another condition is the moisture in the upper atmosphere should be absent. This is because the presence of moisture would restrict the temperature rise. Third condition, the sky should be cloudless. This is to allow maximum insulation over the region. And the last condition is large amplitude anticyclonic flow over the region. The third statement said large amplitude cyclonic flow over the area. We know that cyclones are associated with clouds, wet and windy conditions. But as explained, the sky should be cloudless and the air should be dry. So this would be a wrong statement. And also, anticyclonic conditions are associated with no rainfall and clear sky. Hence, this would be a favorable condition for heat wave. So the correct answer to this question is option A, that is 1 only. And the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option B. So the final MCQ for today is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 15 of Indian Express. So currently, there is an antitrust case against Google which is ongoing in NCLAT, that is National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. And there are concerns that Google may get this antitrust case remanded back to CCI, which is Competition Commission of India. Google may do this to delay the enforcement of the original order passed by CCI. So for UPSC examination, you must be aware of various judicial and quasi-judicial institutions and various tribunals. As in the year 2018, we found a question on National Green Tribunal. The practice question states that with reference to NCLAT, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal considered the following statements. Statement 1. NCLAT was constituted under the Companies Act 1956. This is an incorrect statement. NCLAT was constituted under the Companies Act 2013. It is a tribunal to hear appeals against the orders passed by National Company Law Tribunal, Competition Commission of India and Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. This is a correct statement. The third statement is no appeal against the orders passed by NCLAT can be made before any court of law. This is an incorrect statement. Any person who is aggrieved by the order of NCLAT can file an appeal to the Supreme Court within 45 days. And NCLAT is an appellate tribunal that hear appeals against the orders of NCLT, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, Competition Commissions of India and National Financial Reporting Authority. So the correct answer to this practice question is option C, that is 2 only, and the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option B. So this brings an end to today's session. Stay connected for more updates. Thank you.